So first things first, we need to understand what a citation or a listing actually is. So a local citation is any online mention of partial or complete name, address, and phone number information for a local business. This is also referred to as NAP data, and you will hear me talk about that throughout this video, and you'll also see it within the platform and in lots of local SEO collateral. Citations can occur on local business directories, social media, websites, apps, a variety of places, whether it's online, whether it's in catalogues of business directories, if anybody remembers the yellow pages, things like that. Let's talk about the difference between links and citations. There's a very common misconception that links and citations are the same thing. This is not the case. However, there are some similarities and ways that they can complement each other. Diving a bit deeper into this, the similarities are that a citation can contain a link to a business website. They're both online references to a business, and they both absolutely have the potential to affect your rankings negatively if you are not using them correctly, if you're not following Google's spam policies, if you're going against their guidelines, or you're not using best practice in general for links and or citations. The differences here, however, are that a citation must include that all-important NAP data, name, address, and phone number. A link doesn't have to have this, but a link must be clickable. There must be some sort of call to action that will happen when you click on a link, whether it takes you to a business's website or if it takes you to a phone call button, something where there is an end result to clicking that. The end result and end goal of a citation campaign should not be to gain links. Absolutely, they are separate entities of local SEO tasks that are extremely and equally important, but you need to be focusing on your citation building and your link building separately. A quick example of links that we all see in our everyday lives are here. We've got some text examples, a link within a phrase. We've got a call to action button. Click here to go to do something, to look at the menu, to make an appointment. Click here to go to the website. You can also see links embedded within images and within widgets. Examples are here. Now that we've covered the difference between links, citations, and what we are going to look at in depth today, let's have a look at the impact of citations in local SEO so that we can really solidify the understanding of why these are still so important to have as part of your local SEO strategy for your business. Firstly, they build trust and credibility with Google. Now, there are various directories out there. We know that Google has the monopoly. It is the place that the majority of people will search. They'll have access to this immediately on their phone when searching for a business somewhere, when standing looking for a restaurant. You're going to Google it. You'll Google the address, the contact details. So Google will identify that the business has been mentioned through the presence of your NAP data, in turn then influencing trust signals to the business. The more correct information that it can find for you, the more likely it is going to provide you to a searcher as a trusted search result. On that vein, inaccurate citations damage credibility, and they can damage the level of trust that Google has in your business. So similarly to what I just mentioned, if you have incorrect NAP data, incorrect contact details, customers are reviewing on this, customers are unable to get through to you, this is going to have ultimately a negative impact on your rankings because Google is not going to, in the end, provide you as a good search result for a searcher based on their keywords or a business that they're looking for directly, as it knows that it can't trust the information that it has for you. It's differing all over the place. It's different on one directory to the next. And this is why it's extremely important that you've got that information clear and concise across the board. As we can see here, inconsistent NAP data leads Google to question what it knows about the business. And if it can't trust that the information that it has for you is correct and accurate, it's likely to, over time, keep taking a hit on your rankings. Not only are we trying to appeal to Google and what they're looking for when ranking a business, but of course we want to ensure that we are building relationships with new customers and that we are maintaining relationships with existing customers. So we don't want to mess our potential or existing customers around without being able to find the information that they need for a business, not being able to trust the information that they see. But also, I'm sure it goes without saying, all of us are consumers in our everyday lives, that we are much more likely to trust businesses that are featured in established places, such as on Google, Yelp, Facebook, Bing, places that we have heard of that we trust to give us correct information about a business and correct, useful recommendations. On that note, we thought it pertinent to do a bit of a survey to see how much this really is affecting customers' trust in businesses, to keep an eye on how important citations are felt and how important it is to keep this information alive and accurate. And as we can see here, in this particular survey, we found that incorrect information on a business listing would stop 63% of customers from using that business. That's over half of your customer base or potential customer base that you're missing out on based on incorrect information alone, before they've even spoken to anyone, before they've got through the door or used a service. This can lead to you missing out on over half of available sales opportunities. And it goes without saying that what we are trying to achieve with local SEO is to rank well, to be the best choice as a service or a bricks and mortar address, shop, store for a customer. And if something that seems as innocuous as reading a company name, a company phone number, reading that incorrectly, having that incorrectly online or anywhere that they're looking for it, one wrong digit, they can't get through to you, has an enormous impact. Citations. We've seen links, we've seen what they look like. Citations look like this. We've all seen them. The word might be new to us, also known as listings, but we see them in our everyday lives when we're Googling businesses, when we're looking for services. And this is a great example of a very, very fleshed out Google business profile listing. So we can see here that we've got as much information as humanly possible available to the customer and to Google about our business. We've got the business name, we've got photos, location, we've got call to action buttons here. Do you want to visit the website? Do you need directions? Do you want to save this somewhere? Or here, click this and you can call us immediately. You've got access to our reviews, how many we have, what's our star rating, what is the company and what it does, where it's based compared to a local landmark, what's the address, opening hours, phone number, and a call to action. Go to the website to book an appointment, a demo, a call with one of our specialists. This is also a citation, but it's just not on the Google business profile. This is a citation example of another directory that we are listed on that you might find our information. Again, the name, the phone number, the address, email, our social media handles, opening hours. As much information as that directory allows you to provide, you want to provide, and you want that information to be correct across the board.